r/askreddit. When did you realize your friends were actually fake friends?
Finding out they have an inner circle group chat, but I'm the only one not in it.
This happened to me as well. Hurt like a bitch when I found out the best thing you can do is cut 'em off. I was invited to the bachelorette party for one of the friends in this group. While at the party, I figured out that I was the only person not invited to the wedding. I had been invited to the wedding. I had been invited to the party because they needed another person to chip in for expenses.
I wouldn't have accepted the invite to go to the bachelorette party if I wasn't invited to the wedding. That's luck.
I agree. I guess I didn't think it through. The bride had made it sound like they were keeping it small since it was a destination wedding, but they wanted to celebrate with friends at home.
One friend stopped replying to my texts right after we graduated from college. Like the same week we graduated. So, I was pretty much just a study buddy that they kept close to keep me helping them.
Same thing happened to me. Was friends with so many people during college in the last 3 weeks was an unpaid work placement, which we had to go back to the school to hand in our paperwork. Not one of them spoke to me or would even answer me if I said something to them. Became clear that I was only valuable to them when I was helping them. Class awards had me down as most willing to help classmates.
Most willing to help classmates. This is lit really a label which gets a lot of friends because it always attracts people. It can be a problem because you are always questioning every person you befriend. It is almost like you have to be extra careful because you are kind and helpful. Such is the world we are in now. The only positive of this is that you can quickly identify fake friends because they drift away without giving a F while the real ones stay.
I wouldn't say I have fake friends, but I am definitely the periphery friend. The majority of the time, if there isn't enough tickets or space in the car for everyone to go do something, I'm the one who gets cut out. It doesn't bother me much, but I wish they would be more mindful when talking to me about things we have done. Remember when we went to see XX? Wasn't that fun? Well, no, because I wasn't invited. In those situations, it usually gets awkward, or they say, hey, we would have invited you if we had the tickets, space, etc.
After my divorce, we were couples friends, not individually. Mine had a different angle. My friend got mad at me and my husband because we continued to be friendly with her ex after their divorce. We were all great friends, even went on trips together, but she wanted us to pick her and have nothing to do with him after the divorce. We still talk, but the friendship is gone.
This was quite a few years ago. My ex and I were really friendly with another couple, did a ton of stuff together. Then they moved, not far, and fairly shortly after my ex and I separated. They hung out with me for a few months, but then stopped calling. A few years later, I ran into both of them at a race, an ultramarathon, and they both pretended like they didn't know me. That was actually a really painful moment.
The group made plans to meet and hang out. I was getting ready in the salon. A couple of friends had to back out for some reason. The other friend then made excuses of his own, and I could tell. I tried cajoling him and offer ways for him to go, but he basically decided to cancel the entire group meetup. It was my birthday.
Damn, hope you aren't with those people anymore.
When they stopped contacting me when I stopped drinking.
I feel this. Used to have countless friends. Went out all the time. Lost control of myself and quit. Friends stopped calling. Now I'm a weird eccentric who hangs out in the woods in all my free time. Things are better this way. I have a couple friends who stuck around and the girl of my dreams. That's all I need.
When you stop going to the bar, you no longer exist to those who live that life. It messed with my head for a while, but I get it now.
When I realized I was the one always calling, then I stopped and friends disappeared.
Yeah, this is me and my wife right now. We were the only ones in our group who would make plans and get everyone together. As soon as we stopped doing that, no one else even attempted to pick up the slack or reach out.
Once high school ended, I heard about all the rumors they made up about me.
I'm really sorry you had to go through this. I heard a bunch of rumors about me well after I left my old school, but not from my friends. People who I didn't even know. I kept to myself with a small friend circle, had all sorts of rumors about me. Someone made a social media account impersonating me and made rude sexual comments towards some female classmates. I was so disappointed I'd have been distraught if it was from a friend.
Whenever we were supposed to hang out, something came up and that something was hanging out with other mutual friends.
I asked my ex-BF to take the day off for St. Patrick's Day since we always celebrate together. She did. I reminded her a couple days before to finalize what we would do. Her response was, "Oh, I made plans with X. You could come meet us for a drink, I guess." I said no thanks, and in my head, the friendship was over. She never reached out to me once. Turns out I wasn't important in her life.
Man, this sounds like my friends. I work strange hours and a lot of weekends, so I let the friends know that I'm around a particular Saturday weeks in advance to meet up for drinks/movie/etc., and they always flake at the last minute. Find out afterwards they have gone out with other friends. So now I don't bother, and I don't have a lot of friends to begin with. Man, it's lonely.
When I went through a divorce and was down to $700, most difficult period, and weeded out all those who friended me for my generosity because I was well settled, started over and have like 2 true good friends.
Quality over quantity.
When you try to open up and try to share a genuine conversation about something going on in your life and all they can do is crack jokes and try to get you to go out drinking with them, made me realize how surface level many friendships really are. Then you have the opposite of that. 3 guys I've known since I was a freshman in high school, been friends for over 15 years, have stayed in touch through all of us getting married, having kids, and moving to completely separate areas of the country. Yet whenever we're within an hour of each other, we always make a point to get breakfast and catch up. This usually turns into 3-hour conversations. This may only happen once or twice a year, but I consider those guys my best friends. That's real friendship, and I'm fortunate to have them.
I'm still best friends with my best friend from 2nd grade. We live on opposite ends of the country now. We make it a point to visit each other once a year, sometimes where we live, sometimes a random new city. We went to Portland, or last year. Almost 30 years of friendship. We've been there for each other through all the hard times, and I get to be there for his wedding next year. Friendships are easy when you're a kid, but get harder with age. You have crap going on in your life that just makes it harder to hang out with people, but you make time for those who really matter.
My friends from high school all unfollowed me when I graduated college. I'm the only one who no longer lives in our hometown.
Consider that a badge of honor.
I was at a party really depressed after a bad breakup and got drunk. My abusive ex showed up, caught me somewhere alone and hit me. I begged several friends for help since I was too drunk to drive home alone, and they ignored me. My ex-best friend was there, completely sober, and refused to drive home with me because she didn't believe he would do that. There's no Uber or anything in my country, by the way. The whole thing escalated. One guy I didn't know ended up finding me alone in a field crying and throwing up. Brought me back to the house, built a bed out of blankets for me, and sat guard all night to make sure my ex wouldn't do anything again.